Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, a while back I put together this custom Spider-Man, and you know, I'm so happy with it. It's just an awesome figure. You know, that the head came from World's Greatest and the outfit came from Dan Hayes. But you know what? I was looking online and I saw some things. I picked up a couple of items. This little outfit was kind of like, I guess, the impetus for this idea. You know, Dr. Migo sells his complete. Let me get it out of the bag. He sells his complete outfit on his store, and I think he calls it the College Ward or something like that, college student. And I thought this would be a great outfit for a project that I was kind of like mulling about. You know, I got these really cool. I got my handbag in here. I got these really cool web shooters from Vin's Universe. I'm gonna have the link below. But this outfit and these cool web shooters were kind of the impetus for this build today, along with this really neat head from World's Greatest. I don't know, this just kind of screams Peter Parker to me. You know, I think it was like maybe, looks like the 70s or 80s Peter Parker. But I thought that's going to be cool. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use all these pieces, including my figure, to create a Peter Parker Secret Identity Spider-Man. So hope you guys stay tuned. So I've got the head mounted on my little vise here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, I have this Fusion paint, this Krylon all-in-one. It's a matte clamshell. I'm going to go ahead and use that to prime the head so I can begin painting. But you know, I usually paint on the bodies, but I don't want to get any flesh color on that red body, you know, just because, I don't know. I usually do it with the flesh bodies. I have flesh paint, and it doesn't really matter if it does stick and stay. But in this case, I'm going to keep it pristine. So I think I'm going to be painting on this little vise thing that I got. I think I got this at Harbor Freight many years ago. Now that I have my Peter Parker head primed, I'm going to go ahead and prime these with a metallic finish that I have. It's like a silver, and it's also by Krylon. It's called Metallic Aluminum. I really love this color. And I'm almost out. I mean, I use it pretty much for anything that's silver or aluminum in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and prime these, and I'm going to get started on the head. You know, before I paint the flesh, what I think I'm going to do is this. I have those little web shooters, and I have them primed with that silver paint, that aluminum. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this. This is Nullen's oil. It's a shade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and let me get a smaller brush. And I'm just going to layer it into the little recesses of this piece. There's like little, I guess, rivets or divots. And I'm just going to put a line of this black shade in each one of these. And what it does is just kind of like defines those recesses there. And it's an easy thing to do. And you can see that's added a little detail to that. So I'm going to wipe off the areas on the outside and buff those up. Should probably be using a paper towel. But yeah, that's the way it's going to look. I'm going to go ahead and get to the face. And for that, I'm again using this color right here. It's called Layered Kinslev Flesh. And I'm just going to put it all over the face, including the eye sockets. I'll come back and do those later. But this is just kind of like my base coat. Because remember, I wanted to do this hair, and I got to make sure that I kind of like establish where the scalp is first before I can go back and I can do that. So far, this hasn't been a hard figure to paint. It's been relatively straightforward. And those eyebrows are pretty well established, so I think that's going to be an easy thing to do too. The eyebrows can be tough, you know, especially if you have to kind of like make it up. Many times the models don't have that definition there, that the sculpt is pronounced on this one, but in many it's not, and you have to kind of like make up your own. But like I said, so far so good. Pretty easy little model. This looks like the perfect flesh tone. I think I'm going to lighten it up. I have a lighter one. I'm going to use it. Oops. I'm making a mess. No, I've really done it. I'm trying to use my brush as a little eraser. Just to get rid of that paint that I went over in. Let's try this again. There we go. I really like this sculpt. World's Greatest really does a good job on these. And I have quite a few actually. The Spider-Man that I did was actually a World's Greatest head sculpt. And I think they have a pretty good variety too, of different types. You know, like the cartoon one, they've got that guy, they've got I think even a Japanese one, which I really am not familiar with. I think they have a TV show one. I did get the Captain America that I have. I got that one from them. And that one looks really good. I think I'm almost done. Get the ears, let it dry, and then I'll come back if I need a second coat. I I think I'm gonna have to redo that sideburn right there. You have to touch up the hair. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and touch that up. You know, when you paint this, paint the flesh first. I think it'll be a lot easier on you. Okay, anything I missed? All right, I think that's got it. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. I might touch up those areas right there with the brown that I kind of like messed up. I just want to make sure I got at least the first coat of the flesh tone on there. So I'll let this dry. All right, let me go ahead and open up this brown. Again, it's this Mornfang brown. And I'm gonna use it to do some touch-ups and then also paint his eyebrows. You know, I might have to do the eyes first. Let me do the touch-up first. These are those little tufts of hair. Trying to get the widow's peak. Okay, I think I got that. And then here, kind of messed up on the hairline. And at the top of the ear. I think behind it too. Let me see if I can get that. Cool. Nape of the neck. Now the other ear. All right, just like painting a comic book. You know what, I think I'm gonna use the Agrax Earth Shade for the eyes while I'm here. And I'm gonna let this dry. It has to dry really, really well so that I don't get any like bleed over. And I'm just gonna take some of this because it's very, very thin. And I'm just gonna layer it into the eye. And that'll provide like a little boundary for me. And you can kind of see what that's done already. And then when I come back, I'm going to put the white in there, and then I'll color in the color for the eyes. Okay, let me let that dry really well. Well, I found this picture. It's actually, this Peter Parker is from the 70s. Look. So it looks like he has blue eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use, I have a blue-gray that I'm going to use for that. And it looks like his eyebrows are black. I think I am going to stay with the brown though, and kind of like do something different. Maybe a black wash instead of a brown wash. So let me go ahead and get my white paint. And I'm just using my apple barrel stuff. I mean, I got a ton of this. I'll get through it before I buy anything else. And I'm just going to put this into his eyes, and then I'll probably do the eyebrows next. And you can see how that kind of like outlined the eye, that black wash. You might need a finer brush. Let's see. This one's starting to curl. Doesn't look too bad. Let me go ahead and get the eyebrows done now. You know what? I got a darker brown. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. I've got this thing called Rhinox hide. Let me do that. Let me use a darker color for the eyebrows. I don't really want to paint them black. And that brown might be just a little bit light, so I'm gonna use this darker color. So this is a really dark brown. Yeah, it really helps when the eyebrows are established. Because then I just, basically have to trace them like, color them like a coloring book. I think this one's a little thicker. Let me see if I can make this one thicker. There we go. Okay, match. Okay, and let me get that blue paint. I got this stuff right here. It's Space Wolf's Gray, and it's like it's called the Contrast. So it's a very kind of thin paint, but it's not really a wash. And this one works out really, really well when I want to do blue eyes because it kind of pools in different areas. So let's see if I can get a little drop on there. see what I mean. Let me get the other one. And it even has the eyes incorporated into the sculpt. You can see the irises. Uh-oh, I think I messed up. Doesn't look centered. This one looks a little off. I might have to go back and touch it up. But I like that color, don't you? I don't know, that one's off. Let me go back and put some white in it and try to fix it. All right, take two. I think that's pretty good. Let me go ahead and use the washes that I have. So I can do his lips. Let's see. I have a Reikland's Flesh shade here somewhere. Got this one. It's a gloss though. I don't want the gloss. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to use this on his lips. Try to give him a little darker shade. You can also use a darker shade of the flesh tone too. I got a Cadian flesh tone. You know what? I think you can see his teeth. You know what? Scratch that idea. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a thin layer or a thin line of the white in there, and then let it dry. And then I'm gonna go to the other alternative, which is to paint the lips with the darker flesh tone. Oops. So I got the smile. And then I'm going to use something called layered Cadian flesh, which is a darker flesh tone. And I'm going to paint the lips with that. I think that's good. Let me put a little dot in there, a little white dot for the eyes. And I think I'm going to call this guy. Okay, for this I'm just going to do the tip of my brush. A little teeny bit. I don't want too much paint on there. I'm trying just to get a little teeny dot. There we go. The other one. think that worked. You know what? While I'm here, I am going to use some of that layer. It's like that shade. Let's see, I have one here somewhere. Usually get all my browns out. Gilliman flesh. I'm going to put this in the recesses, like under his lip, his bottom lip. Maybe in his nose. And then his ear. Good. Get the other one. Maybe under his eyes. All right, I think he's done. I can call him Peter Parker. Oh, you know what? I was going to do his hair. I'm going to make it like, should I use the gloss? Let me see what this looks like. I'm going to paint probably the sides to kind of get an idea. Yeah, I think the gloss will work. Okay, this is my Reichland Flesh Shade gloss. And I'm just doing this just kind of like bring out the detail in the hair. And like I said, it's a gloss, so it should give it a little glossy appearance. Something a little bit different. See, that's kind of bringing out the detail in the hair. It's kind of like what I want. Well, I think I'm going to call him. I'm going to go ahead and spray him with a clear coat enamel, and I think he's done. So let me go ahead and get him dressed. I'll be right back. Well, now that it's finished, it really does look good. You know what? I always finish my heads with this matte clear enamel, and what it does is it kind of like, I guess it evens out the paint tones. You can see it doesn't really look splotchy, and then also it protects the finish. So you know, it's going to be a little bit more resistant to chipping and wearing. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my existing Spider-Man and I'm going to create my secret identity's Peter Parker. And you know what? The fun of having Migos with the clothes is that, you know, you can change the outfits, you know, and in this case, we're not only going to change the outfits, but we're going to make an entirely new figure with what I have here with my Spider-Man. So let me go ahead and get his outfit off. And there's a couple of things I'm going to do. Once I have his outfit off, I'm also going to pop his hands. Now the S-type bodies, the hands just pop off really, really easily. And so I've got those off. And then now I'm going to remove the head. Now, when you remove the head on these things, it's really important that you make sure that you use a screwdriver that fits and that you press into it completely, because you know what, you can strip the screws on these unless you're kind of careful. But you know what, if you got the right screwdriver, and I think, I didn't get this from Classic TV Toys or Figures Toy Company, but I believe they actually sell a kit where they have the screws and the screwdriver that you can purchase from them. So if you do have a tendency to strip your screws, you know, you can always get the screws replaced. I mean, I've been pretty good with mine so far, but since I'm doing these, I guess, the secret identity, you know, I think I might just decide to get some extra screws just in case. Because this is not the first figure well, it's the first one, but it's not gonna be the only figure that I do a secret identity with. I'm thinking of some others as we speak. So once you get the screws out, it's just simple to pop the body open. And I take the head, and you know what, these heads from World's Greatest, they work really, really well. And from what I remember, the owner there was talking about making heads that just actually pop in. And I don't know if they have that for the Peter Parker head. I got this one a while back, but if they did, if you could pop in the heads, pop them out, that would be a really cool feature, and it'd help you with your identities, your secret identity figures. Looks like I got the arms in backwards. Okay, let me. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. You guys need to try this on camera. It's not as easy as it is. Painting is probably the hardest. Okay, so I got him snapped in there. And the next thing I'm going to do is replace the screws. I'm going to do the top two screws. And I'm going to get those as tight as I can without, like I said, stripping it. And if you maintain contact with the screw, chances are you won't strip it. So make sure you maintain contact with the screw until it stops and don't go any further. You can see I'm doing that kind of slowly, making sure that's nice and tight. And now that that part's done, the waist will snap right in, and then you can put the bottom two screws in. And again, these have to be kind of tight so that you have that pivot at the hips and the waist. Cool. Now let me get his pants on. And you can see the red body is going to be covered, so you know what? I don't want to put the pants on. Let me get his shirt on. The reason I'm not putting the pants on is because I have to tuck the shirt in. I think actually Mego did have secret identity figures. They had Batman and Robin, I think, had secret identity figures. But you wouldn't swap them out. They were just static figures, right? But I think this is cool just because, you know, I like Megos, man. And I know this isn't a Mego, but still, it's the same scale and reminds me so much of the Megos I had when I was a kid. Oops, what's going on here? These use the little snap in the back, kind of like what you have with your old Action Jacksons or your old superhero outfits. Now that's on. Let me get the pants on. And I'm going to tuck in the shirt. And you'll notice I'm saving the hands for last because I got something special in mind. Cool. Now the sweater, or the sweater vest, or whatever. Yeah, Dr. Mego has these, the complete outfit on sale for $7.99. The whole outfit. I don't know. maybe it sounds like a lot to you, but for a complete outfit, that's really not a lot. Okay. All right, now that I got that arranged, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on these, I have these web shooters, right? And those are going to go right onto the wrist right here. And then I'm going to take my little handbag. I'm going to pull my hands out. You'll notice I have fists and I have open hands because, you know, when I did my Spider-Man, I had exchangeable hands so that I could do fists or I could do open hands. I'm just going to pop. Ooh, you know what I did? I did that backwards. Let me rotate the, I'm going to have to take the hand off. This has to be on the inside of the wrist. There you go. That worked out nicely. Let me get the other one. Oh, and the shoes. Can't forget the shoes. You know what? Actually, I got these shoes. If you order anything from not Figures Toy Company, Classic TV Toys, they have like some free items that you can get if you spend a certain amount of money. And I think if you spend like 25 bucks or something, you get these shoes. Don't quote me on the price, but they have free shoes available. And I chose the white ones. I also have a pair of these for my Kolchak figure. So yeah, there's my Secret Identities Peter Parker. You know what I am missing? A camera. You know, I have to see where I can source a camera so I can put it around his neck. But other than that, yeah, look at that. Looks fabulous. So, you know, I've been collecting a lot of figures lately, you know, making them, you know, the custom ones and collecting them from Mego. So, you know, space is kind of like at a premium. So, like I said, this is not going to be the last Secret Identities figure that I do, just because you can save a lot of space. You know, you throw the suit in a baggie or the head in a baggie or whatever, and then you can use it for, you know, swapping out and making a brand new figure. And you know, it's in line with what the character is about anyway. You know, he has that secret identity, Peter Parker. Well, I hope you liked this video. I hope it inspired you to do your own customization. You know, this guy really wasn't that difficult. You know, usually the eyes are the hardest part for me, but I'm getting a lot better at them. And you know, since I've been doing that background shading, you know, they look a lot better. You know, they actually look like almost professional, you know. But really happy with the eyes. Anyway, until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool and just, you know, kind of have fun with what you do. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye, guys.